everyone here. I welcome you all for this live interaction session with some of our recent top scorers in the IELTS test. And this session wasn't possible without the people who would be speaking today. So to all the people who are here, Advait, Naindeep, Rajeshwari, Rashmi, Vedashri, Yashraj, I believe is supposed to join us soon. And even we have one more person, Bhagyashri. Any student who trains at our institute undergoes through two basic stages. The first stage is the stage that comes before one registers for the actual test. That's when the classroom training comes in. That's when some home assignments, practice comes in. And that phase generally goes for about 2 months. And then the second phase begins with when one registers for the test. And those are the final crucial weeks that one puts their final efforts and then goes for the actual test. And obviously after a wait for about a few days, a student who would be taking the test would be getting their results. To also share some insights about results, upon looking at the statistics of how our students are scoring, it is quite good to see that on an average, 3 out of 10 students are scoring band 8 or more in the IELTS test. These are students who prepare at our institute. And there are additional 5 out of those 10 students who score between 7 to 7.5 in this test. And these statistics are very strong, considering that in the entire nation, the demographics of IELTS that are published by the test makers suggest that out of 10 people, only 1 or 2 people are able to score 8 or higher in the actual test. So I think everyone who has scored well and you're here to share your guidance, you should be knowing that you are one of the rare people who has put in the effort. I would like to hand it over to Anupa ma'am, and she will be taking over the discussion. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Wish you a very, very evening, all dear students, and warm welcome to this session. And many congratulations to our panelists. You have really done a commendable job. In fact, and my first question is oriented to Rashmi. Rashmi, would you unmute yourself?
Yes, ma'am. Good evening.
Yes. Good evening. So, one thing that I have noticed in common about these panelists is their regular attendance in the class. So, the band score that you have achieved, a part of it is because your regular attendance. You guys have really maintained strong attendance record. So, Rashmi, my question is, how important is it to attend those classes regularly, and how does it help?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. So, as you said, I've tried to maintain my attendance throughout the training sessions, and I believe that attending classes regularly is very much important, because in case because of some reasons you do skip a class, you won't be able to make up for it. You like for my if I was 5 to 10 minutes late for some session, I was late, and if I skipped some part that was taught during that period, so it was very difficult for me to cover that up on my own. Because there is a difference between what you learn on your own and what the experts guide you towards. So I believe that if you attend the sessions regularly, it would be very helpful.
So what kind of self-preparation did you do?
So basically, like Rashmi said, attending classes regularly is very important, because by that you stay in a state of flow. There is no break. So if you attend classes regularly, you will be regularly getting imparted with the knowledge of and the strategies of how to go about for the exam. Second is, Hiren sir always gives some tasks or some work for us to do home, especially during the classes, because those are very crucial and very important to do, as it keeps you in that state of preparation. There's no big break. So I think following that schedule is very important. And also after your preparation is done for a month or two, there is a study plan given for a month's time. Usually it's for that long. I think you should really follow that study plan, because in my case, it really helped for me as I followed it every day. It's not much, I would say. It's not a lot of time you have to invest every day, but if you do it continuously and diligently every day, you'll definitely see good results by the end of it.
Right, perfect. So those posts on Google Classrooms that Hiren sir, do regularly.
Was facing a lot during the initial part of my writing was I was too robotic with my writing. I could not maintain a flow. All the points that I was writing were very distinct from each other, and they did not have that uh, how do you say, they do not have that connection between them, making them a whole. So that was one of the main issues that I was having, which was not allowing me to get a good band score in my mock test. But I sat down with Hiren sir and also with Sanjog sir to understand where I was going wrong. And they told me that the flow has to be maintained.
How did you prepare for this?
So first and foremost is you need to be attentive and have like utmost focus while doing reading section, especially if you're giving the paper-based test. It is the last part, and by then we get kind of tired. So we have three parts in reading which have like progressive difficulty. So now with reading, don't try to rush, because sometimes what happens is you feel like
I think practicing, like Vedashri said, practicing is key, and you should like give the mock test regularly, held at the institute, so that you can tackle the reading section which happens at the last easily, because you will get drained out in the actual test. So just keep practicing all sorts of different questions.
In the reading section, please raise your hand. Yes, Raj, go ahead.
Ma'am, along with practicing, I have to say that analyzing your mistakes is one of the crucial thing that one has to do, because just going on solving the mock test and doing or repeating the same mistake again and again is not going to help. So you have got to analyze, and I have to say that Sanjog sir really helped me in doing that. I used to get confused in true or false, and analyzing those really helped me improve my reading skills. And one thing I want to mention is that most students get panic when they are not able to find answers during the last minute. So what they do is they get panic and they lose their concentration. So instead of that, they should try to focus, and yes, practicing more will help them in
Marks on these silly things. Because that happened with me once. I think I spelled accommodation wrong. So yeah, I felt really bad. I hope that is it.
Otherwise, those strategies can, blunder, can make blunders. Right? Correct. Yes, great. Anyone would like to share any other? Yes, Vedashri, go ahead.
Nayandeep did bring out a good point, and that is that when in listening section we get an addition of 10 minutes to transfer our answers, but that is not the case in reading. So please remember that, because it does happen. Like they do announce that there are 10 minutes remaining and you have to transfer your answers. But just before you get into the reading session, remember that as soon as you are checking and checking the answers, finding the correct answers, to transfer them immediately in your paper, because that is not a luxury we can afford in reading.
Yeah, right, correct. Transferring your answer is very important. Yes, Rajeshwari.
Yeah, I just wanted to add.
Yes, correct. Sorry about that.
Yeah, so it helped a lot. I got enough time to prepare. I think I took around 7 to 8 mock tests, so that really helped me in not only improving my scores but building the confidence that I can perform better in the test. And apart from that, the resources which were shared during the
test and taking the test again is not something that one looks forward to. So please be very attentive about the extra classes. Please follow the study plan. And the study plan is also such that it's a 1 month plan. So if you are taking, say, a test 15 days before, so you have to crunch that test. So you have to invest a lot of hours to complete that study plan in 15 days, which is not advisable because our mind exhausts after a point. And also extra practice also helps. So if you write every day one passage or one task, it is very helpful. You have to be consistent with it. That's the key.
So about the follow-up question, ma'am, I would like to say that
it is just like a normal conversation between two people. So basically, if we are used to talking in English with each other, then it will be easier. So I would suggest the test takers to make it a practice to talk with your family members in English every day till your exam.
And well, then you are pretty well prepared. And also for someone who feels cold a lot, because there's a centralized AC in that venue, please carry a sweater because it's very important. Some people forgot, and that might cause you to, not concentrate well on your paper. So carry a jacket.
All right, perfect. So
There is one thing I would like to add.
So consistency is key. So on that note, we are coming to a conclusion, and I would like to thank all the panelists here once again. And on behalf of the institute, we wish you really well for your career ahead. And to all the future aspirants, test takers, I hope that we would be able to host you in this way soon, and that would really help us to carry this culture forward. So thank you all for joining. We are ending the session here. So
thank you so
bye
much.
bye.
Thank you for your valuable time and all the very best in your future endeavors. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.